All right, local swell tracker, Sunday the 24th, and we're into the final big month, the big three, December, January, February, for surf production in Hawaii. Here's a look at it. The jet during this next 7 days is all over the place. Right now we've got some decent 160, 180 knot pockets near the 180 date line here, getting to just past it. Jet's been split here, blocked here by the high pressures, and been bouncing up, so low pressures up into the Aleutians in Bering Sea recently. We've had a lot of north swell, as you know, and our weather has been thanks to that jet hovering over the islands, and it happens again this week. Let's roll the models out. What you'll see as it drifts closer to the islands right there, bam, it is right on top of us. That'll be associated with strong north winds, a front, some weather, and really big waves, but that was from the earlier phases. We'll get to surface lows and the surface winds here in a second. But take a look at the jet stream. High pressure, there's been two of them. One in the East Pac, one to our northwest, migrating. And we're seeing a lot of meridional flows. It dips, you know, like a snake. That helps a lot to deliver north swells, and in general, gets things spinning at the surface. Here comes the next high here towards next weekend. And look how that jet goes from Hawaii all the way to the west coast and into the mainland. This blocking jet stream pattern over the Aleutians and Central Pacific has kept the wave generation machine to a minimum this past week. Boy, it's been small, but still fun waves to be had. Continuing on these to the end of the 7-day, and here's where we end up. All right, the surface winds spawned by the jet stream and steering them, again, as I said, up into the Aleutians and Bering Sea. We've got some solid winds here on this big surface low, bringing us some large and in charge waves here, starting Wednesday, peaking Wednesday night into Thursday up to at least 18 feet. There's some 55 knot winds in this guy, and rolling these out, you see the track. It goes right out of our great circle rays relative to us, and not allowing the fetch to last very long. That's why this is going to be an up and down event, but a big one. We're looking at potential 8 to 12 footers late Wednesday. It'll start off maybe 10 feet Wednesday morning. And Thursday could see some 20 footers on the outer reefs. And it's going to fade quickly to 10 feet or less on Friday. Continuing these animations on, you can see how we quiet down. This storm over here, Super Typhoon Wadap, I think that's how you pronounce it, near Guam. Saturday it was moving northwest about 8 miles an hour. Sustained winds about 120, bringing beautiful waves to the region. Philippines, Taiwan. Rolling these out further, see how it just hovers out there as it weakens here Wednesday the 27th. We have some fetch here by this guy, once again getting bounced up from the block jet, fetch off the Kurils, and then we have a north swell from this fetch you see right here in yellow. So we have a lot of sources coming up this week. We'll have plenty of waves, but it is going to be storm surf on Wednesday with north winds, and through Thursday, pretty poor. This setup on Wednesday will lead to a strong north-northeast swell from this fetch, probably to about 8 feet up along the windward side, the north-northeastern exposures, and plenty will get into Lani Akea, imagining 6 feet here Thursday, Friday, but again, it's going to be sketchy in terms of the winds and quality. This guy's fetch is super quick in and out. It's going to take a little bit longer for that one to get to us, and then this broader fetch here off the Kurils, and none of it's lasting except for that north swell right there. So let's roll them out again. See, as time goes on, we get another system Saturday the 2nd, the one that's going to bounce us up to probably about 4 feet on Monday. Seems like it should build us up quicker, but again, due to the track, Wave Watch 3 is claiming that this is not going to mount to much more than 4 feet Monday, Tuesday. And now here we go again with another fetch. This is Saturday, March 2nd, this coming Saturday. Another fetch sets up to our north, and that's expected to ramp up quite a bit Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday especially, to heights of probably 6 to 8, maybe even some isolated 10-footers Wednesday, Thursday. Is in a little bit more, you see, because it has a bit of a captured fetch. It moves down towards us as this one moves away from us. Still plenty of energy on this side of it. I don't know, that thing looks like it's going to be bigger than Wave Watch is claiming. And take a look here. This one's staying put, and I think that's when we're going to get reinforced on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And again, the windward side could see some 8, maybe 10 footers out of it. And then some of that north-northeast will get into the North Shore, 6 feet minimum. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of hindcasting here going back to Friday the 11th. This system brought us up last Sunday with some longer period north-northeast swell. This was the remnant of the dying huge north-northeast swell that we saw here. High pressures have helped to squeeze those pressure gradients between the highs and the lows. Storms off Japan and Kamchatka have been continually bounced up. Roll out the animations. You can see we quieted down there quite a bit. We did see some solid north swell. It did move far enough east so it didn't live long. This one tracked the wrong way. This is Friday, but it did help things linger. Down here, this is a nice view of the typhoon Wadip, and I'll bet you some spots along the Philippine island chain cranked up to 15, possibly 20 feet. Starting them in again. Here's Saturday. This fetch on its southwest flank is expected to bounce us up tomorrow, Monday. Again, this model here is from Saturday. It'll take a few days to get here. Oh, probably 3 to 5 sometime later Monday, and then be 3 to 5 feet into Tuesday. That's not even going to be close to being the main event, but at least Monday will be coming up. And here's the main event right here with some 45-foot seas of solid east track, and then it moves up, hits the date line right there at 180. 42-foot seas, big batch of swell marching our way, and that thing could bring us up to 20 feet Thursday. 14 feet of swell, possible at 14 seconds. Much longer periods because of the super strong winds in that. And take a look at the track. And then we go a bit dismal. Here's that fetch I was pointing out. This is Wednesday the 27th. Bounce on the north-northeast shores up to well above advisory levels. Starting them in again, we go into a quiet period. We get a bit of a storm up here on Sunday, March 3rd. We should see some 3 to 5 footers out of that on Wednesday and into Thursday. Not lasting long thanks to the track once again. And this storm right up here far to our north will bring us up as well as the system occludes a little bit and moves down towards Hawaii. This is Monday the 4th. We have another round of solid north-northeast swell all the way through the rest of the week. So we've got some of that this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and more next week to cross up the northwest events that we have. Okay, the swell periods. Let's start off with Typhoon Wadip, sending, again, long period, huge waves to the entire region, lasting for days. Here comes tomorrow's northwest swell of, 4 to 5, maybe 6 feet. Starting in these, we'll click it in. Bam, right here is Monday. Shorter period for sure. And here comes the really long 20-second forerunners for the big swell. And this portion of it right here should be about, what is it, Wednesday? Oh, as early as Tuesday. That's right. Yep, I said that. 20 seconds on Tuesday afternoon, ramping up to 8 to 10, maybe 12 later throughout Wednesday. And it's going to be still honking here on Thursday as the period short is still going to be big, kind of into a quiet period. We get some of this northeast swell I was pointing out, and a little bit of this guy over here trying to add a little bit of energy in a few days. Nothing special. What is special is the South Pack, not what you're looking at here. This is just this week's jet stream. This doesn't show anything conducive to surface low creation, but check this out. And we're pretty confident this is actually going to happen. Thanks again to this, the models have been fairly consistent on this right here. And this meridional flow pointing up towards us, east-northeast at this point, but it gets even a better tilt right up at us, north-northeast, 180 knot, 190 knot pockets. It stretches out. We are going to have a solid surface low spawn and get steered right up for us for the first spring-like, summer-like south-southwest swell. Let's take a look. Okay, the surface winds. Again, nothing happening. Zonal flow here, wrong flow here, zonal west to east flow here, OMA over here, cranking it for Australia and the whole region, starting in the loops. Take a look, very zonal, nothing going on, nothing happening, nothing happening. Then we get a little bit of a spinner here. This thing for March 1st is going to get overwhelmed though by what's coming at the end of the upcoming week. This is the start of the real fetch here. Now starting these in once again. Take a look at how long that fetch is, and it actually gets above New Zealand as it migrates off to the east for a long-lasting event. I'm gonna guess 4 to 5 days long on this one if you count the day of the forerunners, which is late Thursday the 7th, filling in all day Friday the 8th, peaking Saturday into Sunday at 3 to 5 feet, and slowly fading from there. Okay, so here we go. Here's Oma over here. Here's nothing going on down here. And as time goes on, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and we've got Thursday, and then Friday is when things start to get interesting. This little guy is going to bring 2-footers, but that's just going to get completely outraced and overrun by this guy right here. That's currently at about 28, 30-foot seas. This is just the start of it. Take a look at the journey, and as it gets up to 30, 32-foot seas, and it has a gorgeous captured fetch. And as I said, it lasts a long time. Little something been down here coming up off the Ross ice shelf. It may add some 2.5 footers. But this is the one. Saturday the 2nd and into Sunday the 3rd. Voila. I wanted to go back to last Sunday the 17th. We have this system right here. Here's Oma over here. This guy right here is what has kept us from going Mill Pond Flat. It's actually been, rideable for our southern shores. And these are hindcasting. In addition to Oma, we were seeing a little bit of a Tasman sea swell move up this way the 23rd. So we could see a southwest swell boost us up to 2 feet. Begin to boost us up on the Sunday the 3rd. And no more than 2 feet. There's just not enough winds. This is just 25-foot seas in this one. Oma has a little bit of a short fetch, but take a look. So often it's about the length of the track, and this one has a captured fetch, the regular Tasman Sea system, and then Oma is slowing its track and gets a brief little fetch, and all of this combined should be bringing us up Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of March. All right, taking a look at the swell periods down under. Don't see much going on right now. All of this is just from Typhoon Oma. Starting in the animations, weak energy trying to make its way up. And here comes the big swells that we're talking about earlier for the North Pack. Here comes that Tasman Sea event, Thursday the 28th, March 1st for early March. This showing that significant swell that'll be making its way up the end of this upcoming work week. One more time, forerunners late Thursday, hopefully. Filling in throughout the day with 18 seconds on Friday and 2 to 3 plus in the surf department. And then 3 to 4 plus Saturday, Sunday before fading out. All right, the surface charts. What's going on? We've got some troughiness here by the Big Island. They have the most rain. High pressure far off here, moderate 1026 millibar high pressure. Staying put out there, as well as this one up here in the Gulf. This one moving east approximately 1030 millibars. And a lot of these low pressures are bringing in some, minor fronts. This low pressure bringing us our bigger waves is going to bring that front on Wednesday with high north winds, small craft, high surf warnings. That'll all be posted probably the day before Tuesday night. And the winds are going to stay fairly north thanks to these fronts as they move down the island chain. Big winds, big waves. And here are the water vapor loops. Now we're going from the surface up to about feet up into the atmosphere. The brown region is showing the dry sinking air, stable air masses overall. A little bit of instability down here by the Big Island. And the clouds down here you see flaring up is the intertropical convergence zone. And here we go. As we drill down, I'll tell you highs are going to be, upper 70s, mid to upper 70s, lows in the mid 60s. It's going to get much colder Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So if you're in Wahiawa, expect some temperatures near 60. Most of us will be here in the mid 60s, which is cold enough. That'll be due to the front from this low pressure here, which is the one bringing us in our huge waves. And you can see all the clouds passing off to the east of the Big Island here, the highest precipitation. And this one really shows how the Big Island is getting most clouds and rain. One last look here this afternoon. You can see the northeast tilt to the trade winds. And finally, the reflective loops showing most of the colors, the sprinkles down here over Maui and especially the Big Island, Kauai and Oahu looking pretty good. Just the typical slight windward Mauka. And here we go for the big one, filling in Wednesday, 8 to 10, maybe 12. And later that day, especially Thursday at the peak, at least that's Wave Watch 3 for now. North swell crossing it up. And then down under, this is Thursday the 28th. And Friday, there's a beauty. A real nice south-southwest swell well overhead coming up, especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 8th, 9th, and 10th. And that's the local swell tracker. I'll be back next weekend. Keep praying for surf.